all the experts saying it's all about gun length, stock length. You can actually get away with a gun being too short for you or too long for you. The bit that you won't get away with is this, the height. Because if I shoot, the most important thing about fitting a gun to somebody, if I mount this gun, is your eye to come, you've got an angle created by your jawbone and your cheekbone. That angle fits 3 fingers away from the comb there. And the whole idea is your eye is to be raising above that rib. So you're going to go there. So my eye comes over the top of that rib. I can do it with an over and under. See my eyes over the top of the rib? But then if I look at this, it's too low in the comb for me because you can't see the whole of my eyeball rising above there. So that is the most important. Length isn't really right. If you don't get this bit high, what you'll be doing, and anyone will get away with shooting a dustbin lid or a really easy target. But when you come to a 40-yard pheasant or clay, that is where that's got to be right. And you've got to see over the top. Otherwise, all you'll do, if you shoot a driven and you come up here, to see over the top of the rib, you'll do that. And then the eye doesn't look where the gun's looking. So this is where the gun, even, and I'm going to say this now, even if your gun mount isn't exactly right, use Chris Childerhouse for example. If you watch Chris when he shoots, his gun is mounted on his arm. But where's his head? His head is always right on that rib. Always right on that rib. The most important thing of fitting a gun to somebody is this comb height. Adjustable comb. If you really can't get one, go for an adjustable comb. Look where my head turns. And that is the most important thing that you will find. Generally, Italian guns are very flat in the comb. So if you take this Bertazzoli, it will be very flat there. This is where the Fausti SX4 has actually scored, because they're the only Italian gun that have actually come out like a Browning. So if you like the Italian, some people, I do like the Browning style of making a gun. It's heavy, it's a big solid item. It's a bit like a Land Rover. They're built to last. Italian guns, if you look at Ferraris, Italian guns are built to be a little bit more delicate. Like a Ferrari, it's a little bit more delicate. But this is where that SX4 actually slightly sticks their head above water with the general way Italian guns look at. So that's why you need to be thinking where to buy a gun, how to buy a gun. And that's where you need to be thinking stock height. If you're short and fat, something like a little Italian gun with a big fat cheek, Italian gun may well do you better. If you're tall and lanky and got a lot of neck, a Browning or something with an adjustable comb will do you even better. But an AYA, very high in the comb. So if you do want to shoot a side by side and you think, I can't find an English gun that fits me, look at this. And right away from word go, they have tried to build this to fit the English market. So this is why these are the best side by sides you'll get. Again, so that is really, when you say side by side versus over and under, shouldn't really make any odds. It's all to do with the stock dimensions. There's some people, again, the other thing that comes in, there's a lot of people that come in and they've had their gun shortened. They've gone somewhere. The whole idea of the dimensions here is that will exceed that. Now, if you go and shorten that coat, that stock, and you cut that off straight, and you cut that point off there, makes the gun shoot like that. So that is where that has got to be right. That measurement there has got to be right. If that is not, doesn't exceed that, and that you don't see that curve there, and all the guns have it, so that has it there. The side by side has it. That exceeds that. Both the Fausties has it. That exceeds that. So every single gun has it. But where it gets annoying is when you've got an instructor that will shorten your gun and doesn't understand that. Because all you do, if you shorten this gun without a professional gun fitter, all you do is make that gun do that. And then you'll be trying to hit everything and you'll be flogging a dead horse. Because the gun won't shoot where you're looking. And that is the most important thing you need to be thinking about. Is, with the best one in the world, what's this end of the gun doesn't really make any odds. If this bit ain't right, you never get anywhere. And this is where some of the top trap and skeet shooters will go. And there's places you can go where you get a separate stock made. Now, if you're going down that route, yes. But really, if you're just a Joe Blogg's average shooter, clay shooter or game shooter, there's plenty of guns on the market that will fit most people. And this is where the shooting school has to have 300 or 400 guns in stock, because they've got to get this right. Most important part. And it doesn't make any difference whether it's a side-by-side or an over and under. So all this thing about side-by-sides dying out, side-by-sides versus over and unders, doesn't make any difference. Percy Stanbury, we've got his gun in the shop. You can go back on this channel and you can find his gun. He was one of the greatest living clay shots in the world. He shot with a side-by-side. So it shouldn't make any difference what the gun is, whether the barrels go like that or like that. It's all a matter of the stock fit.